ironically made uncomfortable by Bud's choices. That was all in the rear-view mirror. Life was wonderful. The random drug and alcohol tests at work further helped keep him clean. Nate finally came to his senses, and vicious Marna was gone, kicked to the curb, good riddance. And Angie, sweetest thing on the planet, met Nate at church and stole the boy's heart with pure goodness. Angie herself had personally called Bud to meet at a truck stop down in Lander, saying Nate was too ashamed to pick up the phone. Ian, such a big boy at age 10, ran to his grandpa, and that was it. Bud had his family back. All you had to do was forgive. It was the magic formula. Good people forgave Bud, and Bud forgave everybody. Well, maybe not Marna. After completing his stops at DuBois, Bud was taking a little side trip, headed up toward Fish Lake Mountain to visit Ian, Nate, and Angie. He navigated the half-full tanker up the mountainous curves with care. A fuel tanker can both jackknife and roll over more easily than a traditional trailer. In bad weather, Bud drove almost rigidly with caution, but today was a glorious windless summer day. The weather was so dry it easily explained why DuBois had once gone by the name of Never Sweat, Wyoming. Bud had heard all about it one time. Never sweat. The Postal Service refused to allow it, insisting on DuBois instead. Faced with a choice between a designation most apt or something forced on it by a government agency, the folks of Never Sweat, with typical cowboy rebellion, accepted the name, but not the pronunciation, which was French for God's sake. DuBois, locals called it. DuBois, Wyoming. The road twisted and rose steeply, but there was little traffic on this life-is-wonderful day. Bud appreciated having the pavement all to himself. Some yahoo in a pickup swerving into the wrong lane had recently put a coworker of his in the hospital. Worse, Bud's friend's tank had broken loose and wheeled like a gigantic rolling pin down into some oncoming vehicles. The resulting gasoline spill had shut down all lanes of I-80. Nobody died, thank God. At the crest, the song ended, and Bud stopped singing, if that's what you could call what he was doing, and punched the player into silence, pulling over. The descent from here into the valley was breathtaking. Soaring stone-faced cliffs, a river below, green aspen trees. Bud's job was to drive a truck through heaven. He inhaled and let the clean air whistle out in satisfaction. Little Ian was going to love taking a ride in the big truck with his grandpa. The thought made Bud smile. From here he could see several fire trucks along a side road below. A stand of dead lodgepole pines climbed steeply up from the river, and the firefighters were conducting a controlled burn to reduce the chance of a disastrous wildfire. Bud didn't really understand the idea behind the whole operation, burning trees to keep them from burning, but he could see that the firefighters were being careful, arrayed along the fire line, hoses ready to prevent the flames from jumping the break they had cut with their chainsaws. From his perspective, there had to be 1,000, 2,000 acres of dead pines, and he didn't see how the firemen could possibly get to them all. As Bud eased his big truck forward, his mind was on little Ian, and he committed a rare mistake, letting himself automatically shift up. It would be far safer to keep in low gear, speed checked by the engine. Bud did not notice as his speed increased, because his heart, so full of love, suddenly seized up inside him. The blockage was complete, and the attack immediate.